What is up, y'all? Welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Greenleaf is back. I am so excited. Greenleaf is one of my favorite shows, so I wanted to come on here and talk about it with you guys. But before we get into the review, if you have not already, do not forget to subscribe. Do not forget to follow me on Instagram, and do not forget to click the little bell so you can be updated on when I post new videos. Alright, so the episode starts out with May in the house looking like shit. May looks like she hadn't slept in a few days. Look like she just been drinking. Look like she been crying. May is going through the shit while the bishop is in the bed. Smiles, happy. He reaches over on the pillow and feels nothing. So he kind of wakes up out of his sleep. And who is standing over him but LaToya Luckett? Her name escaped. I don't even call her what her name is on this show. I call her LaToya Luckett. So LaToya Luckett is standing over him, giving him coffee or whatever the case may be, and she's basically telling him that, you know, she's glad that he was able to talk to her the night before, and if there's anything she could do, let her know. LaToya wants to sleep with this man, and I think it is just the creepiest shit I've ever seen, because the bishop is old enough to be her father, if not, well, probably not her grandfather, but he's old enough to be her father. Like, I understand they're trying to get the bishop for what he did to their father, but this is just fucking creepy to me. She is trying to get close to the bishop, basically trying to have sex with him, and he's telling her that he is still a married man. Even though his wife don't want his ass no more, he is still married to God's vision of him, so he cannot fornicate or have adulterous visions or thoughts or anything like that, because he is a man of God. Whatever. He looks at his phone and sees some missed texts from, I guess, Jacob, saying that Zora ran away. So he leaves LaToya Luckett in the hotel room to do whatever mistresses do. I don't really know. So we have Grace, May, her daughter Sophia, sitting talking about the issue that happened with Zora at the cotillion. And then the next thing you know, Charity walks in. Now, let me tell y'all, I don't like Charity. I don't even like the lady that plays Charity. I don't know. I think she is a gospel singer. She comes from a well-known gospel family. I don't really know. I don't like her acting. I think she's a horrible actress. I don't like how she acts. I don't like how she looks. I don't like anything about her. So every time Charity comes on the scene, I just get mad because I don't like this woman. And the woman that did shit to me, ma'am, it's not you, but it's you. Something about you just turns me off. I don't really care for her. But she comes in from Nashville or wherever she was. She was on tour. And she comes in about Zora. When she comes in, she starts talking about Kevin, and Kevin is back and everything like that. And she wants nothing to do with Kevin because he basically left her and his son to be gay with his boyfriend. So, Charity asks, where is Bishop? Where is her father? And that's when she found out that the bishop moved out. But when she walks out the room, May and Gigi start talking, and May blames Gigi for everything that's happening. She's blamed her for Mac dying. She blames her for the bishop cheating or whatever the case. She blames her for everything because since she came back, Gigi has stirred up some drama, some fuck shit. She blames her. It's not Gigi's fault that y'all are... I don't want to cuss. This is a church show. Okay, so Jacob and Clarissa find Zora. Zora was in some roach-ass film motel with that little boy. I don't like that little boy. But she was in the hotel with that little boy. I think he said 10 miles away from the state lines or something like that. So Zora, I don't like Zora because I think that she needs her ass beat. Now, I know that as black people, we tend to beat our children because of the stupid shit that they do. And I'm trying not to condone beating your children, but Zora is just too fucking rude. She is a typical preacher's kid. Always doing some shit that they ain't supposed to do. Now, not all preachers' kids do this, but you have those that are so, like, out there that they just do all types of shit to defy their parents because of the strict background that they grew up in. Zora gets on my goddamn nerves. I don't like that little girl. I think she is too rude. I think she talks back too much and somebody needs to pop her in the fucking mouth. But that is just my personal opinion. You don't have to share it, but that is just my personal opinion. So I like that Jacob was very stern with her and he was telling her that she can't leave the house. And see, shit like this leads kids to start doing like really bad shit. But I like that he was stern with her. Whereas Clarissa, she was very reserved, didn't want to talk too loud to the girl. And I get it. Clarissa was scared because her daughter left. But at the same fucking time, this girl needs to get her ass whooped because she is doing some shit that can get her caught up. And when she gets caught up, nobody can get her out of it. So Jacob took all her credit cards, her cell phones, everything like that. Kind of turned me on because he was very stern with it, and I used to love him back in the day. His neck got a little fat, but he's still fine. But I don't know, him being so stern and so manly just kind of turned me on a little bit. Back at Calvary, LaToya Luckett comes sauntering in trying to see the bishop. Now his assistant told her no, and who are you and why are you here? So she calls the bishop and tells her that LaToya Luckett is outside. LaToya Luckett goes in. Now, before she did that, there was some mail on the desk of the assistant. And I'm assuming that LaToya saw that one of the letters was from the IRS. So she asked to take it into the bishop. Assistant was like, no, leave it here. I'll give it to him. LaToya is pulling the IRS papers. So basically, she's trying to see what is going on that the church is getting these IRS letters. But the assistant knew better. She was smart, and she didn't allow her to take that letter. But LaToya goes in. She apologizes to the bishop for, I guess, trying to sleep with him, but not really. He said that because of his stance in the church and because that he is married, he can't spend time with her anymore. So Gigi walks up and the assistant, she tells the assistant that she's wanting to see the bishop. The assistant tells her go right in because the assistant knew that LaToya Luckett was doing some stupid foul shit. So Gigi walks in and sees them there. LaToya jumps up and she walks out and leaves the office. And Gigi is looking at her file like, what is going on? Like, Gigi knows some shit is happening between them, but she doesn't really know to what extent. Gigi confronts her father about sleeping with Mavis, which is Oprah, Auntie O. But anyways, so Gigi confronts her father and he denies that anything ever happened. But Gigi knows that there is some reason that the mother and him are not talking. So she knows about the Mavis thing, but she did not know it was a continuous sexual relationship that they had. Everybody keeps thinking that it was a one-time thing before he got married to May, but this was going on all the way after. So Oprah was sliding with her sister's husband. Alright, so we're back at Triumph, and Triumph is having money issues. So the finance, I call it finance rep, but the finance person is talking to Jacob, basically talking down to him, telling him ever since he came there, Triumph's been having some money issues, and she doesn't know what he's doing, and he obviously doesn't know what he's doing, and basically talking to him like he's a child. So T.I.'s mistress, T.I.'s side piece, Tasha Skanks. Tasha is lurking in the background listening to the conversation between the finance rep and Jacob. And then when the finance rep leaves, she tells Jacob that he needs to fire her. Now, okay, I think at this part Jacob was stupid and gullible because, okay, you're having issues with this finance rep, but Tasha walks in, didn't announce herself, just walks in and tell you to fire her. And you take her advice, not talking to your wife, but you take her advice by firing this woman. So Tasha, they're trying to work, her and LaToya are trying to work their way into the Greenleaf men, and these idiots just don't realize what's going on. Men are so stupid. So we have a scene with Charity and Kevin, and they're on the phone. I don't like her. So Charity doesn't want to talk to Kevin because he left the baby. Kevin wants to see the son, and he told her that, you know, he has every... It's my dog, y'all. Told her that he has every right to see the child, and I guess he'll take her to court if he has to. Whatever. Alright, so Bishop finally gets a letter from the IRS and is shook. Because we all know that what's the church? Calvary. We all know that Calvary has been doing some shady shit financially. So he goes into May's office. May is pissed that he came in there, but he told her that they need to talk. The IRS is doing, I guess, an audit, and apparently Mac did some sort of bribery. If they don't pay the $2 million in 90 days, they're going to be charged with tax evasion. He said that he should come back into the house so they can have a united front. And May said, hell no, do not come back to that house. Get your shit, move out. I don't give a shit about your tax situation. Move the hell out. So Gigi, Charity, and Jacob sit down to talk about the issues with their parents. The bishop called Jacob, and in the middle of talking to him, May calls Jacob on the next phone, and then Gigi called Jacob on the next line. So Jacob, Charity, and Gigi sit down and talk, and Charity and Jacob don't really know what's going on, and Gigi said, well, Daddy slept with Auntie. My auntie's name Mavis too. But he said, because I just thought about that. He said that, you know, Daddy slept with Aunt Mavis. And they was like, yeah, everybody knows that. That happened before him and Mommy got married. But Gigi said, no, it's been happening after. And their mom found out and she kicked them out. Okay, so Gigi meets with Rick Foxx. Now, I forgot that Rick Foxx was in this show. I honestly did not even remember he was in this show. But I have a question for y'all. Do you think that someone who is uber religious can be in a relationship with someone who's not? Because to me, I feel like Rick is going to end it with Gigi. Gigi is in the church. She preaches. She is begging him to come to the church, and he was like, nah, I don't want to go to the church. So I'm like, okay, these two they're not equally yoked. It's not going to work. And Gigi is trying not to come off as she is pressuring him to be a part of her faith. But he is really telling her, like, I don't do church. You are very invested in this church thing, and I'm not. So I kind of feel like before the end of the season, Rick is going to end this relationship for good. Alright, so it's Sunday morning. Gigi is getting ready to go to church. Come here. Come here. Come here. Up. He wanted to get in. Say hey, booby. Alright, so it's Sunday morning and Gigi is getting ready to go to church. And she comes downstairs and she sees her mom at the breakfast table. She goes over there and her mother is not dressed for church. Her mother says she ain't going to no goddamn church. Her mother says she's not going to no damn church. Leave her alone. So May, I guess she's trying to find herself. So she leaves the house. She goes and gets something to eat. She stumbles into Triumph. Jacob is preaching. He is getting the Holy Ghost, the Holy Spirit. And she is met at the door by Tasha Skanks. Now, Tasha knows exactly what's going on. She knows what LaToya is doing because they're working together. So she basically tried to put seeds of doubt in May's head in regards to her marriage. And she told her that there was this pastor. He left the wife. She had to move into an apartment. Basically trying to scare the shit out of May. May gets shook. She leaves Triumph. Tasha is pleased because she is doing the fuck shit that her husband is telling her to do. So we're still at Triumph and Jacob's still preaching. And he asks everybody to bow their heads. And Zora's ass, she is holding one of the collection baskets when everybody is praying to the Lord above. This fast ass girl takes money out of the collection plate. Now I feel like somebody's going to see her or something. Zora is heading down a path that is going to fuck her over. She's either going to get pregnant, she's either going to get killed, or something. Something is going to happen to that little girl. And I feel bad for her because she is like, she wants love so bad that she is willing to take anything. It's like, it's so fucking disgusting to watch. So back at Calvary, Charity sees Kevin and she walks up to Kevin and she told him that he will not see his child, which I hate when people do that. I hate when women do that. She told him he cannot see his child and that she's going on tour, so she don't want to deal with this. Kevin came back with the 1-2 and told her, if you take my child out of the state, that it's kidnapping. He needs to take this girl to court. He needs to take that baby away from her. I don't like her. I do not like when women use these kids against these men. Now, I understand that he left. He left because of a very valid fucking reason. It's valid, but it's not. And I understand that. But the fact that he is coming back to be a father to his son, I think is the most important thing. And the fact that she is in her feelings, even though she was lusting after Jabari while she was still married to Kevin, the fact that she was doing that and holding this against him because he is gay, I don't like that. Charity is doing the classic shit that some women do. Hold their kids over this man's head to punish him for shit he did to them. I don't like that. I don't like that it's going down this road, but it is common and it needs to be addressed. So we see Tasha in her office and she calls the finance rep and basically told her a different story. Told her that Jacob and Clarissa wanted to get rid of her from the jump. So she is going to help her and anything she needs, let her know. Even though Tasha is the one who told Jacob to fire her. But you see that LaToya is sitting on the couch on the computer looking for lingerie so she can seduce the bishop. Is this how it is in the church? I am more spiritual. I am not religious. I don't go to the church anymore like that. I have a more spiritual connection with God. I don't trust a lot of these churches. And if you go to church on a regular basis, cool. I have no problem with that. But for me, my connection is with God, not the bishop that's at the pulpit. That's just not me. But does all this drama happen in a church? Because I've never been in a church where I've seen this much bullshit. So let me know, does this happen in y'all church? Give me the tea. I want to know. Alright, so Bishop comes to the house to get his things. And Lady Mae is back on the couch again. She's been drinking. So I don't know if she's drinking liquor or she's just drinking tea because she is a lady. I don't really know, but she's always drinking. So I don't know if she's taking a nip. I don't really know. But he came into the house to get his things. May stopped him and told him that he can move back in to deal with this IRS thing. But once it's over, he has to go. Bishop didn't say anything. He just went upstairs. And that was it. So that was the end of episode 1 of the new season of Greenleaf. Episode 2 actually comes on tomorrow. So I will be recording that as well. Let me know what you think about the episode. Did you enjoy it? Did you expect more? Did you expect less? Let me know. Hit me up down below. Do not forget to subscribe. Do not forget to click the little bell. And I will talk to you guys later. Bye.